Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video here today from Man Guide titled Women Crashing Out. All men need to see this. Leftover women are panicking as men refuse to wife them. Women are starting to lose power in the dating scene and now are starting to regret their decisions. Today's video was suggested to me by Matrix of Madness. I'm going to leave both of their channels linked in the pinned comments, so make sure you go and subscribe to these guys. Don't forget to leave your own comment, and let's jump right into the video.
When you're dealing with women who are like, oh, you got it, let's spin it. These are broke women. I hate broke women. Broke women disgust me. And you can hear it in their thinking, and you can see it in the limitations of their imagination. You know that they will never add to your growth as a man. I can tell you so many stories of broke broads and how they think and behave. Is really very disgusting. And broke is a mentality. It's not necessarily a financial situation. It's an attitude. It's a view, and it's unfortunately quite common. We got so much to say.
Women these days often go out and scream all day and night about how they are the table and high value, etc. They always want men to bring them up while providing them nothing in return. Women grew up on Disney movies, and unfortunately for them, this isn't actually reality.
I have OnlyFans.
This here's the cold hard truth. I gotta give it to you. So don't tear up.
Oh God, are you gonna? I already know where it's going.
The type of men that you want won't want you, because it's different types of top tier men. You got men that make money, but they're simpish in the mind. And those men you could run laps around and they don't truly know their value, so you're not really going to respect them long term.
Yeah, don't want that.
They may attract you by pulling up in a nice whip. They may attract you by, maybe saying the right thing at the right moment, or you just may smell the money on them. Long term ain't going to work because they beta in the mind. So you got those type of males. They don't understand their value. But the men that actually understand their value and understand women, right? These men look for certain types of characteristic traits in a woman. They look for a virtuous woman. And the OnlyFans would disqualify you from a huge majority of those men.
I go to church. I read the Bible. I pray to God. Listen, I have a conversation with God every day. He knows why I'm doing
it. You still throw the OnlyFans up there like, oh, God,
well,
my booty.
Well.
I'm telling you guys, just let a woman talk. You can weed out the bad ones very quickly by looking at her behavior and how she talks and carries herself. Even if she attends church, her true colors will come through eventually.
If you're a woman, just because you have some money, that doesn't mean you're not broke. Truer words have never been spoken. And the reason for this is that currency itself is a masculine item. It represents institutional value and security. For women, their currency can't be found in green notes or jewelry. After all, that's not what men value, and they're the ones who create the systems that assign said value. In the West, and I'm sorry to say in some parts of the East, most of the women using this definition are extremely broke. None of the doors are opening in the way they imagined they would if they abandoned their identity and principles. So now women like Amanda Claypool here write things like, "Dear feminists, we're the problem," in an effort to understand why.
This is a case of women thinking that what they like is also what men like. Women like money and status, but men really don't give a damn, generally speaking. They are attracted to different things, and it is what women inherently have. For men, the best thing about women is that they're not men.
I wanted the same opportunity as men to contribute to the world and be respected for it. I became a feminist because I thought it would help me achieve that goal. But the professional version of feminism that I signed up for no longer exists. And to be honest, maybe it never actually did. At least the patriarchy acknowledges my womanhood, even if it's from a position of inferiority. Feminism, in reality, is on a mission to make women equal to men and erase us entirely.
Getting warmer.
Feminism isn't the answer. I will argue that we need to celebrate the things that make women unique rather than striving to recreate ourselves in the likeness of men.
So far, so good.
Women are now waking up to the damage of womanism, but the damage has already been done to a lot of women globally, to be honest. The woman making the article found the factory reset settings, but the vast majority of womanists are too far gone to be saved.
Equality isn't so much about elevating the status of women, it's about making them identical to men. In doing so, it eliminates the unique properties that make women women. It devalues them and assumes women should be the same as men rather than striving to be better than them. The absence of equality does not mean women are inherently inferior. It just means women are different. But that's not how feminism interprets their differences. Instead, feminism tells women that if they aren't equal, they must be inferior. Women are cast into the role of victims, conveniently blaming the patriarchy for all of their problems.
And that is why womanism will never work. Men and women aren't equal, but we are both necessary. Food and water are different. You can last longer without food than water, but both are necessary for survival.
You're gonna end up homeless in the streets. I don't know what the is gonna happen to you. Good luck with your $23 an hour.
Thank you.
Shut the up.
Why?
You're still gonna be broke.
She's
Okay?
so nice.
They can talk to me. You can't talk to me. I'm sure they have a lot of money.
Okay, then why are you
talk to
trashing them? You're on their podcast. You're in their chair.
I'm
You're
not
in their
trashing
property.
them.
Well,
I'm
I
not
mean-
Humble
trashing.
yourself.
I'm
Humble
not
yourself.
trashing them.
I don't have a lot of money,
Humble yourself, babe.
Okay, well, do you know what? It doesn't matter.
but I'm still not a prostitute.
Okay, whatever. I don't. At
I
that point,
just want to
whatever.
point that out.
At that point, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Women would be loud and proud about being an adult star or mattress actress, as the girl in one of the earlier videos this week said. But if you point that out, they get absolutely furious about it. Women know this is shameful, but they choose to do it anyway.
But the pursuit of equality is more problematic than that. It doesn't just turn women into helpless victims chasing a meager dollar. It tells women to repress the things that make them unique. Instead of celebrating womanhood and all the privileges that come with it, feminist women are conditioned to hate their own gender. Instead of celebrating these unique roles, feminism demonizes them. Young men have read the room. They are not to create families or strive to provide for them because women can just do everything by themselves. Meanwhile, ambitious young women are told that motherhood is a scarlet letter that will stain their careers.
Very close.
Feminism isn't about equality, it's about erasing the dividing line between men and women. It disrupts the biological roles men and women are supposed to play to prevent our species from going extinct. Equality doesn't liberate women, it imprisons them.
If you guys watch movies, play games, read comics, music, etc., women are always doing the masculine role, and these forms of media demonizes femininity and treats it like a weakness. Look at how they portray Mary Jane in the Insomniac Spider-Man games, for example.
You know what, guys? I normally say that women only get halfway there, but this one got about 80% there. I'm shocked, and I don't say that often. Holy shit. But like I said at the start here, folks, Amanda isn't responsible for this decline or shift. None of the women are. If men didn't start to walk away, we wouldn't be seeing rare signs of regret. A rising number of cracks is the faulty feminist machine. Amanda is doing what a lot of women are doing. Looking around, asking why all the men have left the stage to play somewhere else, and so finally, she started to make a series of concessions.
The problem here is even though women are starting to ask questions, a large chunk of them blame men and portray themselves as the victim in the situation and not actually think about what's going on and why.
So Layla, have you got any shallow icks?
When he flies economy.
Pardon?
I need a rich man.
She needs to go Dubai and get one of them uncles over there to pee on her.
Or if
Do you know how much business class is?
I am not settling for anything less than 6 or 7 figures.
This is a fucking joke.
I'd prefer the private jet if possible.
Are you being dead serious?
Well, I have a chihuahua and he's my life. He's my whole world.
You think your chihuahua's going on holiday with me? Yeah, you're not gonna get me mad right now.
I have high standards.
There's no chance.
Not necessarily you, but
I'll
I'm bringing
kick
him
that
with
little
me
shit.
where I go.
I'll kick that little shit. She's doing my head in with her chihuahua. She thinks she's Paris Hilton.
He's only vexed because he's broke, let's be real.
If he's flying economy, that's an ick.
Imagine him in that Ryanair chair, all crumpled up,
Ryanair
because
don't
there's no leg room. Ryanair
Don't have. They don't have thing though.
Yeah, so we just get the jet.
Private jet.
I don't do Ryanair, okay?
Bro, you're annoying
The
me
thing is,
right
I could get the jet, but it's like whether you can.
You can pay for a jet right now.
But it's whether you can keep.
You
up
can
with me.
you can pay
I
for a
want
jet
a
right
man
now.
that can keep up with
You can
me.
pay for a jet right now.
Should we go?
You know she ain't been on a private jet. She's going on Boeing 111. You can pay for a private jet.
It's not as much as you think.
Why would I go and spend 10K?
But
out
maybe
of
you just
my
don't
money?
have enough money then.
Yeah, I don't have enough money.
He's definitely broke.
Have you ever gone on a
Not my
private
own- not, I've not spent my own money on it, no.
Oh, but you've been on a private jet?
I have, yeah.
Look at her. She's a gold digger. I can see threats.
And do you know what? The only men that call a woman a gold digger are the ones that can't afford her anyway.
Oh,
You may think that this is a skit, and personally, I don't know if this is real or not. I don't particularly care. We have covered so many women who think and act this way unironically, it's getting difficult to tell the difference between satire and people who are actually being genuine in these stupid videos.
When you say that the rational brain, the reasonable brain, should be rejected in lieu of the emotional mind, and that you focus on that emotional mind because it makes you happy. This is the equivalency to me of pure hedonism. My problem comes in when emotion becomes collectivized, especially in women, and that creates some sort of like power move. And then that begins to sway society or move society in a way which causes significant problems. For instance, the inequality in the courts between men and women when it comes to women initiating most divorces, and the reasoning that they put behind initiating most of the divorces has nothing to do with the fact that they were being cheated on, but that they have irreconcilable differences. In other words, they don't feel those butterflies anymore. Now we have kids brought in the equation in these relationships, and then what ends up happening is mommy, because she doesn't feel the butterflies anymore, leaves dad for Chuck down the road who gives her the butterflies.
And this is why men don't want to get married anymore. They know how women are, they see the statistics, heard the horror stories in the divorce courts, and men now refuse to fall victim to corruption, quite honestly.
And this is the key next step, Amanda, the one I'm not seeing from you or any other woman publishing this material. In order to bring back the status quo that works, you need to surrender all the things women did not rightfully earn without government handouts or systematic corruption. If you're capable of understanding that women have never been capable of masculine goals, then there will finally be a chance for restoration. But I'm still not seeing it here. You have to do better than that. The pursuit of equality turns existence into a competition. Women who believe they're coming from a place of inferiority wind up competing with men for supremacy. They think men are dominant because they are an extension of the patriarchy, the omnipresent enemy of women. Men aren't dominant because of the patriarchy. Men are biologically wired to provide and protect. When women challenge this, they not only undermine their womanhood, they call into question what it means to be a man too.
Men are biologically wired to provide and protect, and the patriarchy was made by men, and we see women get a bunch of benefits that they in fact did not earn. It's almost like society was created to keep women safe, but womanists are going against their own biological wiring.
Emasculation is a byproduct of feminism. When women aspire to become equal to men, they must also accept the roles and responsibilities of men.
Except it is never about equality. Women want all of the benefits, but none of the responsibility that actually comes with those things. Hence why women don't get drafted and rarely get hit with child support or alimony. It happens, but not that often, and their reaction to it lets you know just how much they actually care about that so-called equality.
According to feminism, everything is a construct. It completely dismisses the biological and evolutionary laws of nature that govern us. Men didn't randomly wake up one morning and decide to suppress women. Millions of years of evolution encoded them with a disposition towards dominance. They are responsible for protecting women because women have the ability to reproduce. Without women, the next generation can't be born. Failure to procreate leads us down an inevitable road of extinction. It's that simple.
Correct. If a village has 100 women and 1 man, society will survive. If a village has 100 men and 1 woman, your society is doomed and will eventually go extinct. Women in that sense are more valuable.
The social constructs around protection obfuscate the true necessity of it. It's not just women who rely on men, our society needs them too. It's men who typically run into burning buildings, chase armed robbers, and go off to war. They are the protectors of entire communities, not just their respective households.
That's a bingo!
In an effort to become equal, women have diminished the role of men in society. This changes the dynamic of safety. Women who aspire to be equal to men must also be willing to shoulder the burdens and responsibilities men bear to protect women and their communities. Sure, a woman can play the role of a man, but that doesn't necessarily mean she should.
A woman can do all of these things, but not very well in comparison, and some just outright can't do it altogether. Most men can't do roughneck. Even a strong woman wouldn't be able to do it. There are just things women biologically can't do well. Same thing for men. This is just reality. A lot of people like to ignore this.
I feel like if you're dating someone, like the passionate matter.
So let me ask you a question, just a quick question. If a man has a history of domestic, does his past matter?
Yeah.
Okay, then. Is there anything else you wanted to add to that?
But I'm saying, like, I wouldn't go digging into his, like, ex-relationships, like,
Wait, I'm sorry. If you were told by a friend of yours that a man you were dating had a history of domestic, you wouldn't go digging, really?
I actually got told a lot about my current boyfriend. Like, people came up to me and were telling me things about him when we went out. And from seeing his character, like, I knew that that was just bull.
Okay, you didn't go poking around, though?
I didn't need to, because I didn't care about what was happening previously.
What if you were told that he had a history of kid diddling? Would you go poking around then, since you have a daughter at home?
I use my discernment on. That's why he's the first person that ever met my daughter.
Do you think that they're just going to announce themselves and all their creepy vibes are just going to come out at once? Okay, well, let me just ask this very simply then. Would you allow somebody who had ever diddled a kid around your daughter?
Obviously not.
Well, then I guess their history matters, doesn't it?
Even asking very basic questions, you still have to trap women to make them say what they think. Guys want to get straight to the point, and girls oftentimes tiptoe around it until they lose their toes or something. The point is, I'm starting to understand why men and women argue all the time.
The feminist movement is one of the biggest reasons for the divorce rate, because women have become so masculine. Woman gets in her masculine energy. A lot of times she'll be disrespectful to her husband. And men don't do well with disrespect. There's surveys that say that 80% of men say they would rather be alone and unloved than to be disrespected. And see, the feminist movement has taken it so far over the years to, it's not just equal rights anymore. Now it's men are being diminished and devalued and demoralized. What do we need men for? We don't need men. We can buy our own cars and we can vote. We can make our own money, run our own businesses. We can even have babies without men. And that makes men feel awful.
Men just want to feel loved and appreciated. If they can't get that, they will go elsewhere. There's a reason why passport bros exist. Also, it's worse than just disrespect. Women are out here saying awful things to dudes. It is as extreme as you can get, really.
A lot of the women who have been on the show say things like, man, my money's good. Like, I'm earning well. I'm an independent woman. I'm like, all right, cool. What kind of man you want? They're like, he needs to be a provider. Like, whoa, hold on. Like, what do you mean by a provider? Like, he needs to have money. He needs to give me money. He needs to provide. Whoa. If you have money, why does he need to provide? She didn't say he needs to be wealthy or he needs to be accomplished. That's a different thing. Because sometimes that's just a reflection of your merit as a man. But when you got to provide, which means you got to drop some coins in the pot, well, that make me think, baby, you ain't got no coins in your pot.
It's like a computer glitch. Women want to be the man, but their biological wiring is forcing them to be traditional, and you have a messed up contradiction in the mind, and it just doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
You know what's crazy?
What's crazy?
No, they have all these accolades.
Oh.
The realism of it all is they know the truth. They know the truth. They couldn't buy the happiness. No matter how hard they went to work, no matter how many degrees they got, they can never buy the happiness. It's not a thing you can get on receipt.
Unfortunately, a lot of women figure it out too late, and some oftentimes become bitter. It's even worse when they're older because oftentimes they're unable to have children, and it's too late.
Is that true? You don't worry about things? No, because it doesn't do any good. The thing is, let's say you worry about a problem. So here you are worrying and all this stuff. All of a sudden the problem's solved. All that anguish for nothing, you know. The thing is, worry doesn't solve the problem, and it actually hinders the problem. What you've got to do is try to find ways of solving that solution, or that problem, finding a solution for the problem. And if you do, then you don't have time to worry about it. You find formulas, you find things that will help you work toward what you want.
This is a man that has found his inner peace, something we all ought to strive for. In the same sense, you can avoid these issues, and for a lot of men, that constitutes avoiding marriage. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment, and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.